Most people set goals every single year and still struggle to get results. And it's not because they're lazy, it's not because they're too busy, and it's not because they don't have the right information. But it's because they're missing a few key things that set them up for failure. So, in today's episode of From the Trenches, I'm going to walk you through exactly what you need to do when it comes to setting goals so that you can save yourself a lot of frustration and lost progress. Let's dive in. Guys, if you're new to the show, welcome. My name is Sam Martin. This episode of From the Trenches is about goal setting and really making sure you have hyper clarity going into the year. If you don't know me, I went from stuck and frustrated with a bunch of different jobs to being able to break into high ticket sales, hit 30K a month, which really opened up a lot of stuff for me. Traveled the world, scaled my first company to $1 million a year. Now I mentor people to build their own freedom through this YouTube channel and through my own private coaching program. So the agenda that we cover for these episodes is updates that I'm working on, just over the shoulder, like real raw lessons, and then questions and today's topic. Today, we're just going to dive directly into goal setting because I know that's critical. And a lot of people have been asking about this recently, so I think this will be super helpful. First off is just kind of 3 simple things that I use when it comes to goal setting. First off is number 1, clean up/cut. And this is critical because a lot of people, they're just constantly adding more. And I struggle with this sometimes too, where I'm constantly adding more, adding new, and then everything gets cluttered, it gets chaotic, it gets disorganized. And there's this key balance because you can't always be just cleaning up, organizing, etc. Or you won't actually get anything done. But you have to periodically and strategically like cut back, clean up, delete things, or you're not going to achieve or create anything great. So one of the things that we did, my wife and I, over before setting goals over the last couple of weeks, is we went and we got rid of like a bunch of clothes in our closet that we didn't like anymore, right? It was one of those things. It was just a micro frustration. I noticed like every day I was going to the gym, I was like having to decide like, oh, which gym outfit do I want to wear, and I didn't like any of them. It was like a bunch of old shorts. Some of them I had stains on from helping painting, like painting stains and stuff like that. And I just realized that was a micro frustration of like every day I had to decide and sort through all this stuff. So I got brand new workout gear. And now I just go and I grab it. I know exactly what I'm going for. And it's that simple things like that are like micro frustrations that make you feel crappy every single day or slow down your thinking, right? Where like you have to decide every single day. So that's kind of how you want to think about. Is it frustrating you in a micro way every single day? Or is it like slowing down your daily progress? If it is, you want to get rid of that. So what I recommend is picking 1 to 3 things in your digital or physical space before you're setting goals and getting rid of it, right? Cutting it out, whether it's clothes, it could be your email inbox, just unsubscribing from everything, clearing that out, creating filters. It could be like sorting through your clothes. It could be your phone home screen, like get rid of all the apps except for just 5, put everything else in like big folder that's, buried. So that's going to be critical. You want to delete before you add more. And one of Elon Musk's rules to engineering is he has, I forget the exact framework that he follows, but the first thing that he does is delete. Because he's like, if you don't need it, there's no reason to optimize it. There's no reason to speed it up. There's no reason to do anything. It's like, if you can just get rid of it, great. So it should be cut or delete before cleanup. Like if you can just delete everything, if you can just get rid of something, do that before trying to like organize it, clean it up, etc. But both sometimes are needed. The second thing is just really thinking through, do I need a new goal or do I just need to hone in and double down? Because I think a lot of times when it comes to a new quarter or a new month or a new year, and maybe last year didn't go well, or maybe last quarter didn't go well. So we think, oh, we have to set a different goal. Have to set a new goal. And sometimes that is the case. But I know for me, a lot of times I get like sucked into this idea of like, oh, I need to be doing something different. I need to be doing something new. When in reality, it's like, I may just need to double down and hone in on what I've been doing, right? Maybe the thing that I'm doing is actually the most important thing that I need to do. I just need to get a little bit clearer. I need to get a little bit more excited and a little bit more refined with my strategy rather than like something brand new. Because if you're always trying to do something new, again, if you're always adding more, you're never actually going to refine or create something amazing. Does that make sense? If it makes sense, drop a thumbs up, a like, whatever they call it these days. Um, the third thing is to set the goal slash vision. So this is obvious, right? When it comes to goal setting, like you have to set the goal, right? First, you want to clean up. First, you want to clarify, like, hey, am I on the right track of like where I want to be, or do I need a new goal, or do I need to hone in and double down? And then once you've done those, then you want to set the goal, set the vision. And this is a metaphor that was really helpful to me from one of the masterminds that I was at, and they talked about most people when it comes to setting goals, especially when it comes to salespeople, business people, people that want to make money and achieve financial freedom, is they will set like a speed goal of I want to make 10K a month, or I want to make 100K a year, or a million a year, or whatever, right? And that's all they have, right? It's like if you're driving a car and you just say, I want to go 100 miles an hour, right? It's like, what is that? Why? It's like 100 miles an hour to where? Like, what are you trying to get to? So you want to set the goal, not only the speed of like how much money you want to make, but also the destination. Where do you want that money to take you, right? And a lot of people just stop at the vague definition of like, oh, I want to achieve financial freedom, or I want to make 10K a month, or whatever. And just like when you're driving a car, if you don't have clearly defined not only the speed that you want to go, but also the destination that you want to get to, you won't achieve results. You won't make the progress that you need to. So I'm going to get in a little bit more of like how do you define the destination when it comes to the goals? Right down a little bit below here. But that's a key thing, is like not only just how fast you're going, but also where are you going? Where is that money going to take you, right? So next one is less is more. So I would rather you have one clear specific goal than like 15 goals. One of the things I've done over the last year is set shifting categories. So instead of just like, okay, I have these 5 goals for the next 12 months, it's like for the foreseeable future, I'm all in on this one goal, right? And maybe first it's a money goal, and then maybe you are rotating in a fitness goal, or a relationship goal, or whatever, but kind of cycling through to have different seasons of focus, right? So maybe, and you could do it this way if you're like, hey, for the next 12 months, I want to achieve these 4 things, and then each of the one of the things is designated per quarter. So it's like first 3 months I'm going to focus on this, second 3 months I'm going to focus on this. So you could do it that way as well. But I would rather you have like one clear goal, or like locked in focus at a time, than to try and do 50 things. Like if you set too many goals, you're not going to achieve any of them. Third thing is SMART goals. And this is a framework that a lot of people have heard, but I want to give you some specifics of like how to actually make this work when it comes to like setting clear goals and making sure they're actually effective what you're doing. So SMART is first off S, right? Specific. So you want to be clear about what you want to do. This is kind of what I was talking about a little bit with, the speed plus the destination. Be clear about what you're trying to achieve. So an example of a crappy goal is like, I want to make more money. I hear people say this all the time. Oh, I don't know how much I want to make. I just want to make more money, right? Well, that's not going to get you anywhere. You have to get clear. You have to get specific about what you're trying to achieve. So this is a better example of a goal. A good goal would be, I want to make $8,500 a month every single month, and I want to travel to Cancun, right? This is what I was talking about with the destination. Money is not even like a real tangible thing. It's like, it's just paper. And most of the time you don't even have the paper dollars like in your hand. It's just a number. It's just a literal digit in your bank account. So you can't really even conceptualize or feel or experience anything about money itself. It's just a tool. It's just a mechanism. It's just a vehicle to help you achieve the lifestyle and the things that you want that are important to you. So you got to get clear, and you got to get specific on like, what do I want? What do I want to happen? Right? What do I want to happen in my life? What do I want to experience? For me, like my parents are getting older, right? And as they're getting older, like I'm realizing how important it is that like I want to be able to spend time with them, even though I am busy and I am building a business and having like I have a young kid and all this stuff, but like that is important to me. So one of the goals that I have right now is like I want to be able to go on a trip and be able to bring our parents with us so that we can, experience that together. And like money being the resource that provides experience and connection. So I have different ideas and things that I want to make happen. It's like I want to, for me, experience is one of the highest priorities for me. And maybe for you it is different. Maybe it's a new car, maybe it's, you know, new clothes or whatever. Like it doesn't matter what your values or what your priorities are, but like you have to get clear and specific of like what is that dream for you? Is it traveling to Cancun? Is it taking your parents on an amazing trip with the money that you made? That they otherwise wouldn't be able to happen. Is it a new car? Is it a new building a house on a plot of land? Whatever that goal is, whatever that vision is for you, you got to get specific and clear, because that's what gives you the excitement and the vision to actually stay consistent and follow through on the thing. Money in and of itself isn't really that exciting. It doesn't really do anything. It's just a number, right? M stands for measurable. So you want to make sure your goals are measurable and specific. With this goal here, obviously you can see in that example, $8,500 a month is specific, right? I want to make more money, or is measurable. I want to make more money is not measurable, right? So you want to make sure you can track your goals with numbers or results that would designate or let you know like if you actually achieve that. So this can be a little bit more challenging with other goals that are not financial, right? Whether, say it's like a relationship goal. Say you want to have a better relationship with your wife, your girlfriend, your siblings, whatever. So it can be harder to measure goals like that, but it's still important to come up with a designator that specifies if you did that. So if your goal is like, I want to have a better relationship with insert that person in your life, what metric would track or help you see like if you actually did that or not? So one example could be like, say you want to have a better relationship with a girlfriend. It's like, hey, I want to do one date night every single month for the next 12 months, right? Or if you want to have a better relationship with God, right? Maybe it's like, okay, I want to do 45 minutes of devotions before I do anything every single day for the next 6 months, right? And then you can track, whether you have a spreadsheet or whether you just have a tally in your journal or whatever, but you can track, hey, if I do these things, that would mean like I achieved this result by my definition. So that's how you measure it, even if it's not something that's tangible. If it's money, it's simple. It's just like, this is the goal, whatever. A stands for achievable. So it needs to be a goal that's realistic for you. In my perspective, so that's like the standard definition that people use for it. In my experience, what I like to shoot for is like whenever you're setting a goal, whenever you're setting an income goal or any goal, you want to make sure the goal is big enough that it's inspiring and exciting, that can actually drive you to push and challenge and grow. But you also want to make sure it's not too big that it's unrealistic, right? So what is that like kind of sweet spot for you? If you're like just starting out, $1 million a year, probably not a good first goal, because like you can't even like conceptualize what that would be like. But you also don't want to shoot for like $50K a year, because like that's not really exciting or inspiring probably at all. Unless, maybe if you've never made a single dollar before, maybe that'd be a goal. But if you're like working, you're already making money, it's like maybe 100K a year, maybe that's 250, maybe that's 300. As big as you can believe and that feels achievable, that you can get excited and inspired around, but not that it's like unrealistic, that it feels like in your mind just kind of checks out of like, okay, I can't even do that. I can't even conceptualize that. So that's what achievable means to me. And that's what I feel like has had the best results for me and the people I've helped as well. R stands for relevant. You want to make sure it matters to you in your life right now, right? So you don't want to be setting goals based on like what your mom thinks or your girlfriend or, Uncle Bill or whoever. It's like, what is actually important, or even society, right? Or your boss or anyone. But like, what's important to you? What actually matters? And there's an assessment by Dr. Demartini called the values assessment. You could probably pull that up real quick. I'll just give him a free shout out. I don't get paid for this. Okay, so this is the website here I just found, and it's basically a value determination process. So if you want to check it out, if you want to complete that, you can. But you can basically go through this process. You take this quiz, and you can determine what your core values are. But it basically, by going through a process of like, okay, what's really important to me, what matters in my life right now, you can understand what you should be prioritizing, because your values will shift as you go throughout life. And that's okay and that's fine, but like, you want to make sure whatever you're actually aiming towards is the most important thing for you right now. And this is where it may be challenging to decide, because there might be a lot of things you want to achieve. But the root word decide means to cut off, and again, less is more. So you might have 50 things that you think would be great to do, but what's the one thing, or what's the top 3 things that if you achieved in the next year or the next 6 months or whatever time frame you're shooting for would be a game changer for you. So really sit with that and understand and think about like, hey, what are my values right now in the stage of life that I'm in, and what does that need to look like? T stands for time bound. And this just means you want to set a specific deadline of when you want to achieve that goal. So pretty simply, okay, I'm trying to hit 8,500 a month by June 30th, right? Or 6 months from now, or whatever. Make sure you have a time-bound segmentation for that goal, because any project or task will expand to the amount of time that is given for it. Bonus is plans are BS, right? So after I just went through all of this stuff about how to set goals and how to make a good plan and all this stuff, I'm gonna tell you plans are BS, right? You don't want to spend weeks or days or hours, like maybe a few hours, but you don't want to spend days or weeks planning, because things can change in an instant, right? Someone close to you in your life could die, right? You could die tomorrow. You know, something could happen at work. The economy could flip. There could be a world war, whatever. Like, things can change at any time in your life, micro or macro, like just in the world. So you don't want to spend days, weeks, hours, months planning and like hypothesizing and trying to come up with this perfect thing. You want to spend 1 to 3 hours. You want to set the plan, and then you want to get to work. It's as simple as that. So don't overanalyze. Don't, get all in your head about, is this the right goal? Is this perfect? Whatever. Set a direction, set a plan, and then refine it and hone it in as you're going along. What's more important is coming back, having a way to document your plan and your goal, and coming back to it on a daily basis. So I have a document that I used to use that had like different pictures on, this is an old one, but different pictures of what I was trying to achieve, and then different affirmations. And I would just have a one sheet piece of paper, and I would keep that in my car, and I would keep that in my office, and I would read that document every single day, right? I called it the daily direction doc. And basically having pictures on there, it's like a micro vision board, right? It doesn't have to be this crazy elaborate thing that you print out and have on the wall and all this stuff. It could just be a one sheet of paper with a few photos on there. You design it on Google Slides in 10 minutes. And then you have a few affirmations or your few goals on the other side of the sheet. So 2-sided sheet. One is like the vision, pictures, and then the other side is like some affirmations, stuff like that, or some the specific goals you wrote down. And then you read that every single day, because we need to be reminded more often than we need to be taught. And clarity is fleeting. So it's more important to document and revisit and remind yourself of the plan every single day than it is to like come up with this elaborate plan and then like have it in your Google Drive somewhere and never look at it, right? So it's critical to like make sure you're actually documenting the plan, coming back to it consistently. And as the year goes through, or the months come up, like every couple months, you probably need to revisit that and hone it in and tweak it. Maybe you're shifting like the current focus or whatever. So like things are going to change. Don't spend weeks or days getting stuck on the plan. Make the plan in a few hours. Set it in a way that you have a process to come back to it daily, and that'll set you up for success. So if you guys got some value from this, if this was helpful, drop a comment down below. Let me know what stood out to you the most. Like, subscribe. It means the world to me to have your support and have you watching this. So super appreciate you being here. Let's crush it over the coming months with these goals, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.